my day job plus my creative projects, it just got to be too much, you know? So I just needed a little mental health break from this. But now I went to, and I think also the eclipse and the full moon in Capricorn 2 weeks ago it brought a lot of things to light. And then I went and got acupuncture on Monday because I really wanted to be, hey, sweet pea, guess what? My cousin is on. Charles, that's Maria. Remember Maria? You came to her house when I was visiting. She's on. So on Monday, I went and got acupuncture. Tuesday, I went and got acupuncture because I wanted to be ready for this eclipse season because I was not about to have this eclipse season in Cancer catch me slipping. I was just like, oh, no, ma'am. I'm not going to be out here in Cancer season being overly emotional, running from pillar to post with these eclipses and all these people out here acting funny anyway with me. So I was like, let me go and get my acupuncture. Let me put my spiritual bath together, my little hex breaker. And for these people who are out here sipping on that haterade, God bless them. Ooh, look at that. Wow, what's going on, people? So my energy started coming back when I was in acupuncture. And I just felt so peaceful getting my acupuncture. And I was like, you know what? I think that I can start to extend myself in a bigger way energetically again. So I'm going to be doing more readings. I had a Reiki student Tuesday. I had a Reiki client Wednesday. I did my little YouTube video. I guess it was Thursday. People seemed to like it, or Wednesday. So I said, let me just be more consistent and give the people what they want. Everybody wants readings. People always want readings, honey. So, yeah. So that's what I am doing. So I'm doing it on Facebook Live, and I'll record that, and then I'll put pieces of the recording on Instagram and YouTube. So for me, so how I read the deck, just a quick little tarot. For me, I read everything that's on the card. I look at the colors that are on the card. Obviously, the Justice card, you know, this is a part of the major arcana, which, you know, when you get the major arcana, those really hold the most weight in the deck. When I see lots of major arcanas in a reading, that tells me that there's a lot of ancestor energy around the person that I'm reading for. And so I typically do not let the clients touch the deck, but I got this new deck, which maybe I'll talk about that too. This new old deck a couple of weeks ago. And so I let my client cut the deck the other night, and then I just shuffle until a card falls out, right? People are going through it. Wow. Oh, y'all should have took a spiritual bath. Y'all should have called me. So I just shuffle until, hey cousin, Charles, Shanette is on too. So I just shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle until the card falls out. And so it seems like people are going through it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to shuffle again. And so typically what I do is I just, so what I'm asking for is the energy of the full moon. Not the full moon, the energy of this eclipse season. So what people can expect between sort of last night and mid-August, because that's going to be eclipse season. And then we're coming up on a Mercury retrograde as well, right on the heels of eclipse season. So there's a lot of things going on planetarily. A lot of things going on. Just a few of the cards that fell out looked like people were going through it. So I think that what I will do is I will just, ask for, typically when I have a client, I ask for my most enlightened ancestors to come through. And I also ask for the clearest messages to come through with no distraction, just pure clarity. So I'm just going to stop talking for a minute. Okay, this is interesting. One of the same cards fell out. People are going through it. So I am just going to pull one more card, and that I'm going to ask for guidance. What kind of guidance should people be looking for the full moon? I keep saying the full moon. Oh, judgment. All right. 2 more cards. Okay. People moving away. What is the last card? What is the last card for this eclipse season? What do people need to know? What do people need to know? What do the people need to know? Thank you. All right. Damn. What is going on, folks? What is going on with the people out here? So, all right. So, first card we have is the 5 of Swords reversed. So the 5 of Swords is typically about competition. So it was reversed. So the way that I've started reading reversed cards is it has to do with the ego of the querent, or the person who is who I'm reading for. So obviously this is like an energetic, because what I'm reading for just pure energy of eclipse season, just overall. So this is competition. So there is an air of, there's a lot of confusion happening right now. So really, for a lot of people, there's been a lot of confusion, obviously, for most of 2018. So I've done about 3 or 4 readings so far this year. So there is still a lot of people shying away from, oh, Dad, look at that. Death card, just like legit was just in between my legs. I didn't even see it. So I'm going to use that as a clarifier. So, So, and I'm going to pull the death card in as a clarifying card. So what that means is this card is going to relate to all of these other cards, right? So, and I go fast, so just whatever, try to keep up. There'll be a video. So, so basically people are suffering, people are confused, people are running into lots of confusion on their jobs, in their personal lives, with people that they thought were friends, but that revealed themselves to be something different, because people have not been heeding the messages that they've been given. And the thing about the eclipse coming on the heels of that very powerful full moon in Capricorn is that things were becoming even more revealed. People are being even more exposed than ever before. So if you're feeling like so what I'm feeling is a lot of the wool being, what do they say? The wool being pulled from under your feet. But the wool is being pulled from under your feet because you have not been listening to the messages that I've been given since the beginning of the year. And not just me, but other people as well. So not only have, I've been giving messages, if you've also been getting messages, you've also been hearing turn left, but you chose to turn right because you want to do what you want to do, like most people do. You want to be stubborn. You don't want to change your diet. You don't want to drink more water. You don't want to exercise. Right? And so now you're suffering and you're wondering why. And if these things are not resolved, it's not going to get any better or sweeter. The key is, so I'm going to link in this death card right now, because death is about rebirth. Death is about walking away from things that do not need to be in your life anymore. So the answer to this is this: let go, let God. 5 of Wands. The next card is the Devil card. So typically in the Tarot, the Devil card has to do with addictions. As you can see, there are 2 people chained to El Diablo, right? So this card has to do with people engaging in sexual addictions. It has to do with people engaging in affairs. It has to do with people dealing with being addicted to substance abuse. Now, in the beginning of the year, in the very beginning of the year, I did a reading and I said that people need to be watching who they're having sex with, because people are having sex with people and it's actually negatively impacting their money. And I believe I talked about unhealthy penises too, because of all the masturbation that be going on in them streets. And yeah, so people need to be doing their sexual due diligence, right? And this card goes perfectly with this card, because this card has to do with competition and this card has to do with sexual addiction and just making bad choices in relationships, period, right? Again, we are in eclipse season, and I believe I said in the beginning of the year that people were going to be found out as well for their behavior. So clearly there's a lot of stuff going on out here in these streets, a lot of illicit sex, a lot of secret keeping, a lot of lying, a lot of cheating, a lot of people feeling themselves, maybe you weren't that popular a long time, maybe you weren't popular in high school. I don't know. Now you're sexy and you're cute and you're feeling yourself. So you want to be out here testing the waters, which is, it's fine. Just be honest with yourself about what you're doing, right? Just be honest with yourself. Just tell people you're not ready to be in a serious relationship. You're not happy in your career. Be honest. Stop lying. All right. Why? Because the judgment is here. I mean, it's here. Like, it's here. So, I mean, I wasn't expecting this. This is not the reading I expected to give, but we're here. So, all right. I need some wine. I got to get me some wine. Hold on, y'all. I got to get me some wine because y'all out here wilding out. I'm so excited that my phone fell over. What are y'all doing out here in these streets? I mean, are people... So maybe people are wiling out because the world is crazy. I'm just guessing. This is not from the cards. I'm not channeling. I'm just kind of using my intuition. So the way I work is I read the cards and I use my intuition. All right. And then I'm just wondering, like, what's going on? Like, why am I missing out on the fun? Why am I not out here like slinging that thing? Like, folks are really out here slinging that thing and the judgment is coming. Now, the thing is, problems on the job, problems in the bedroom, problems in the bedroom, problems on the job. All right. So here, the judgment card. So this is the Rider-Waite deck. This is the deck that people typically learn tarot on. This is just a sidebar because this is what I do. So for me, I started like 10 years ago using all these crazy decks. This is the deck that people usually start with, but I use like this crazy Art Deco deck, a sacred geometry deck, my goddess deck. I just started with all these out of the way decks. A lot of the reason why was because, as you can see, these archetypes are very European. And so I really was not feeling that. I really wanted a deck that either had cards with people with no ethnicity on them, or I wanted cards that had like an African folks, right? So I used the Afro-Brazilian deck, which was amazing. It took my intuition to the roof. And then like 3 weeks ago, I just got this urge and I was like, man, I really want to go back to this. I really want to try the Rider-Waite deck. And when I saw it, it was so easy. And I'm like, oh, this is why people start with this deck, because this is like the foundation. The Rider-Waite deck really is the foundation. And it's an amazing It's an amazing deck. It's so easy to read and to interpret, but it was easier for me because I had already used these other decks that are so like far out. So Judgment. So as we see, you know, the horn has blown. The horn has blown. The people are, you know, they've got their hands up. Because Judgment Day is here, you know. These people are happy. I don't know if the people who are going to see this, you know, I don't know if y'all going to be happy when the judgment come down. I mean, this is just very, this is a very unusual. I was not expecting these cards to fall this way, but we done already said ego, competition, a lack of willingness to step away from your addictions after message after message after message. Here we are, it's July. I said this in January. The people you are having sex with are affecting your money and not in a good way. I've been said that. And now here comes the judgment. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. So don't be surprised when the judgment comes. You done been warned. Again, the eclipse is about pulling back the curtain. The eclipses are about, especially this eclipse. You know, the thing about this eclipse last night and tonight is that this is an opportunity. You know, the blessing of the eclipse in Cancer is this is an opportunity for you to really step into your power. This is an opportunity for you to make the changes that you want to make. For example, like I said, I did those spiritual baths all this week, got my acupuncture, got my ass ready because I was not trying to get caught out here with this eclipse, right? So I made the list of all the things that I want to bring into my life, right? Because it was also a new moon. So there's a lot going on last night. So you may want to do that. You may want to just start writing a list of, okay, what are the behaviors that I really want to let go of? Like, what is it that I really, really know that I need to do, but I'm scared to do, that I need help doing? Just write those things out. There's no shame in asking for help. I myself just got myself a coach. I had my first session with my coach today. There is, you know, there is no harm in asking for help because obviously this devil card is no joke. This is like, sometimes this can denote abusive relationships, a person that's stuck in an abusive relationship that they can't get out of, you know? So this is, you know, this is very, very serious. Like, I'm being low key sarcastic because that's just my nature, but this is actually, you know, this is serious, y'all. I feel your pain. I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. And so, you know, just use this energy to really explore and write down, okay, what is it that I want to release, right? You can even do that on one side of the piece of paper. On another side of the piece of paper, you can do, what is it that I want to attract? And you can meditate on that through this eclipse season. And then when we get to the full moon next month, just burn that thing. Just burn that thing. That could be a cute little ritual for you to do. But the thing about it is you don't want to be unaware. You don't want to be unaware and oblivious, right? Because the judgment, dag, like, I ain't gonna say no more about it. All right, so finally some good news. Some good news. Well, I look at this card as good news. So we have the Six of Wands, right? I'm sorry, the Six of Swords. And so what do we see in the Six of Swords? A person turning away, a person moving away. So I have a little story of my personal relationship with this card because this is what my ex-man did. My ex-man moved away. He just moved away. He just moved away. Just like this, he just moved away. So, you know, it could be a sad card or a happy card. I mean, the people definitely are covered up. They definitely have their heads down. But the thing about it is there is motion, you know, there is motion here. Things are moving. And so they may be a little sad, but there is, you know, there's a horizon, there's trees, there's leaves on the trees. Again, the thing about a good tarot reader is you read everything on the card, right? So yes, it could be sad for a moment to turn away from this thing that you've been addicted to for so long. It could be really scary to think about, oh shit, like what's going to happen when the judgment comes. It could be really scary. But the thing is, what's more scary? Staying in an abusive, unhealthy situation, or moving on to higher ground. So what keeps us trapped aside from, because you know sometimes addictions can feel good, right? So what keeps us trapped in this? Six of Cups. So typically in the tarot, the Six of Cups means a sense of sentimentality. So I feel like I'm gonna have to pull some more cards. So the Six of Cups is a sense of sentimentality. It's going back to what's familiar. It's romanticizing the past, romanticizing your childhood, romanticizing, gosh, it was so good when it was good. Look, he used to buy me flowers. Like, how can I leave him? He was so good to me when we first met. Guess what? That was the past. He or she ain't that person no more. This is where we're at now. This is where we're at now. So it is time to be reborn. It is time to be reborn. It is time to step into your true power. It is time to let go of the fear and the worry and the concern. Oh my God, like he's the breadwinner. What am I going to do if I leave him? I don't have an income. I don't have family support. I have these children. I want to walk away from my job. Like all these things are things that keep us hooked in to these negative into these negative relationships. Oh my God, I can't, how can I quit my job? How can I move out of the state? How can I make my dreams come true? How can I live a better life, right? These are all the things that keep us trapped into these situations. But the good news is there's so many different ways, first of all, to look at the tarot. So let's flip a judgment. Let's pretend the judgment isn't a bad card. Okay, yes, true. I have all these fears. I have these changes that I'm afraid to make. But guess what? I have discernment. I have messages coming down from God if I believe in God. I have messages coming down from my ancestors if I'm keyed into my ancestors that way. And guess what? There's other people down here with me. I'm not alone. Guess what? Once I take a step, God is going to take 5 steps for me. All I have to do is make that first move. All I have to do is make that first move away from this nonsense. I'm not alone. I'm getting messages. I have support. All I have to do is take that step. All I have to do is get on the boat. And guess what? I don't know how I'm going to get there, but guess what? Somebody is taking you there. Somebody's taking you there, right? There's help. There's help. But you got to ask for help. You got to stop being so prideful. You got to stop being so prideful. You got to deal with this ego. This ego is like ridiculous. You got to drop this ego. You got to drop this ego. You got to drop being attached to what was. You got to let that go. That's what this eclipse season is for. Don't let this eclipse season pass you by and you're like still in a whack situation. Like, I feel like if you're watching this video and come September, like you're still like this, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Like if you, because this is going to be a long video, I can feel it in my spirit. So if you go sit through this whole video and September come and you still like this, I don't know. Then that makes me feel like you like it. That makes me feel like that whatever that D or that whatever that you're getting is so good that you're like, F it. Like I'm just gonna be in a fantasy land. Fuck it. I'm not even going to try to loose myself. Okay, I'm just in it. I'm just in it. So if you're just in it, good. Like I said, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. No tea, no shade. Bottom of the deck, the Tower. It just gets better and better. I'm not laughing at anyone. I'm just laughing because I just get it. So here's the deal. Lord Jesus. So you can see the Towers, people being, you know, these are people of royalty, right? Again, so then what this tells me is that people are also staying in situations because, oh my God, what are people gonna say? Oh my God, they told me not to marry him anyway, and I didn't want to listen. And everybody told me who she was. Everybody told me who she was, and I didn't listen because I wanted to be right, because I was so into my ego, because I think I'm just like whatever, right? So I just said whatever. I can change him. I can change her. I can stay at this crappy job, but guess what? The Tower card is all about unexpected change, but it's not unexpected because you're here. It's not unexpected because you're here. So here are people. He's a king. She's a queen. There's the lightning bolt coming to shake you loose. The Tower is nothing to be afraid of. The Tower is just saying, you know what, boo, if you don't move, the universe is going to move you. And you know, a lot of people don't like change, but here's the thing. At least if you change on your own, you know, at least these people have a glimpse of where they're going. At least these people can see the shoreline. You know, once she lifts her head up, she got her head down so low, poor baby. But she has, again, a tarot reader reads the entire card. So she is draped in gold. He has on gold. So that to me is an air of a new day, hope, right? The child that's next to her, his clothes are like purplish, which reads to me like royalty, right? So at least you're making a choice by moving. You know what, I'm tired of these cards because they are just like, oh my goodness, what's going on, people? So at least this person is moving on their own volition. Move on your own volition. You don't want change to come like this, right? You want to be the architect of your own journey. You want to say, you know what, Death, I'm going to beat you to the punch. I'm going to embrace you. I'm going to embrace the death of who I was, of who my parents think I should be, of who the church tells me I should be, of who my job tells me who I should be, hell, who my kids tell me I should be. I am going to step away from that, and I am going to become the person that I was made to be. That's what this eclipse season is about. Let's see where we're at now. I got to put my glasses on because I can't see. So if you have questions, you can type them in. All my family is in here tonight. Hey, Janae. So if you all have questions, I will, okay. Oh, good. Yay. Finally. Finalmente. Celebration. Celebration. Finalmente. I am happy about this. All right. So this is our outcome card. So the thing about tarot is that these are glimpses. What I'm keying into are glimpses of the collective consciousness, of glimpses of the collective energy, of the most likely possible outcome. So this is the most likely possible outcome. Now, of course, we influence everything, right? With our thoughts, with our beliefs, with our actions, we influence all of that, right? So this might happen, it might not happen for you. I pray that it happens for you. I pray that it happens for you. 3 of Cups. So quickly, because I didn't do this, so the tarot are split into 4 suits plus the major arcana. So as I said before, now this is the real tea right here. So as I said earlier in this, the major arcana are the first 22 cards in the deck, and they hold the most weight over the entire reading, okay? And like 3 or 4 more cards for me, that means that those are ancestors that are coming in. We have 4 cards from the major arcana, and they are all rambunctious. Every one of these cards, not one of these cards is light nor airy. Every one of these cards is off the chain. Okay, so that means that the ancestors have come through and they're like, y'all ain't getting it. It's time to get it. So these are the major arcana. So we have the death card again, which has to do with rebirth. It doesn't have to do with a literal death. It has to do with spiritual, emotional death, walking away from things that no longer serve you, turning in a new direction. We have the Devil card for folks who came in late. We have the Devil card, which can mean an abusive relationship. It can mean substance abuse, drug abuse, affairs, illicit behaviors, things of that nature. The Judgment card can be a signal for you to use your own judgment, your own discernment, or in the case of this reading, because of all the other cards and all the other readings that I've done thus far of this year, this means judgment coming as it relates to this. And then following up on that Judgment card, the last card on the deck was the Tower card. The Tower card is rapid change that comes out of nowhere. When you often, in this case, this is the result of not heeding the messages. Okay. So, but then, look at this. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh, fabulous. Okay. So then I went back to the bottom of the deck. Oh no, I shuffled again and we got the Three of Cups. So we talked about the major arcana and then we're talking about the cups. So cups have to do with emotions, right? Relationships, love, etc. So here we have the three women celebrating. Three of Cups is a card of celebration. It can also mean a threesome, but no. Tarot cards have hundreds of meanings. In this case, it is a card of celebration. It is a card of goddess energy. It is a card of job well done. You did the work, you heeded the message, job well done. So I would say this card, considering we're in eclipse season, so I would say this card is around September or so. I typically don't do time, but because I'm specifically talking about these three eclipses that we have coming up, I'm going to say this is around September. And then, booyah! 10 of Cups, baby. Happy family. You see what happens? You see what happens when you do your work? You see what happens when you do your work? Everybody happy. The kids is dancing. The dog is happy. Everybody's happy. Everyone's happy. You got a rainbow. You got loads of cups. Good stuff. Oh. If I could stop dropping my phone. See, I didn't feel like setting my camera up and doing all that stuff tonight. I was like, it's late. I'll just set up my phone. So, a literal light at the end of the tunnel. A show enough rainbow. You can't get no better than this. This makes me so happy. So to go from this upside down reverse 5 of Wands to 10 of Cups. Now this is going to take some work. It's going to take some work to get from here to here. It's going to take some work, but you can do it because you have the roadmap. You have the roadmap. What do we need to do? We need to embrace what is. Just go on and just take that death. Just take that death. Just take it. Take the L and move on. All right? That's part of your roadmap. What is your other roadmap? Stepping away from nostalgia. Stepping away from your delusion. If you know you have to write a business proposal, just go on and write it. Just write it. If there's somebody that you need to contact, just contact them. If you know you need to go to yoga class every morning, just go to yoga class. If you know you need to juice, just juice. Just do it. Step away from nostalgia of what used to be because the energy has changed. Sorry for the glare. I've got my ring light on. So the energy has changed. So step away from this nostalgia and just get in the boat, man. Just get in the boat. Just be out. Go somewhere else. It's all good. Use your discernment. Listen to your messages. Listen to your guidance. You know, pull out your affirmations, pull out your Bible, pull out your journal, sit at your altar, do the things you need to do, right? And then we're here. Celebration. Celebrate yourselves. Kick it with your friends. That's the last of the wine. So, yeah, that was cute. 35 minutes. That's a cute little reading. That's all I got. As always, you can find me on YouTube on The Magic Hour. That is the name of my new YouTube page. You can, I now have an online scheduler. And so if you want to schedule a private reading with me, you can do that through my online scheduler, which is on my YouTube page as well. Or you can DM me. And I love y'all. I'm sorry y'all are going through it. But you don't have to. It is a choice. So, yeah, exciting. So I think what I will do is well, hello, sistas. Sister, you should have been on for the reading, honey. You should have, honey, the reading was a read, honey. It's just, there's a lot going on in these streets, sister. So, yeah. Do people have questions? Do y'all have questions before I hop off? I'm going to record this and then I'll put bits and pieces of it on Instagram. Questions about anything you heard? Do you want me to pull a card for you specifically? I'm just shuffling. No questions. People want to be shy on the Instagram. They don't want their questions out in public. That's cute. It's okay. You can DM me for a private reading. All right, loves. I'm out. I am going to save this video. And again, you can find it on YouTube, the full video. And have a beautiful weekend. And I'll check back in at the end of this eclipse season and see what this energy says. See what's going on out here in these streets. All right, y'all. Have a good weekend.